inspired, educated, and exposed. Get ready to ignite your Thursday nights from 9 p.m. It's the show that's too hot to handle. This is where fantasies and realities come to life. Tune in and let the passion flow because Thursday nights will never be the same. Uncensored, only with Stephanie Benson on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. Don't miss it. 9 p.m.
This is Groove On with Leslie. Now your radio is really turned on. Somebody, call me. Come on. I'm waiting for you. Ah, see my switchboard lighting up. I like that. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, this is GL. I just love your show.
Jill, what can
But I'd do anything for love.
It's undeniable that we should be together. It's unbelievable how I used to say that I'd fall never. The basics you need to know. If you don't know just how I feel, then let me show you now that I'm for real. You're the only one for me, and repeat steps 1 through 3. I make you fall in love with me. If ever I believe my work is done, then I'll start it back at 1. Yeah, yeah. So incredible the way things work themselves out. And all emotional once you know what it's all about, yeah. And undesirable for us to be apart. Never would have made it very far. 'Cause you know you got the keys to my heart. 'Cause you're like the girl, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. And repeat steps 1 through 3.
And I'll start it back at 1.
Well, to the dark of night, I see the coming of the sun.
I feel like a little child, 'cause life has just begun.
You came and breathed new life into this lonely heart of mine. You threw out the lifeline just in the nick of time.
Just a dream come true. Just wanna be with you, yeah.
Girl, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. And
4 steps of 1, 2, 3. Make you fall in love with me. If ever I believe my work is done, then I'll start it back at 1. Hi, everybody there. This is Stephanie Benson coming to you at 92.7 3FM. We're starting. This is it. This is it. I know some of you are sitting at home thinking, what is this evening going to be about? we're going to be talking about so many different things. It's not, you guys know me, right? I'm not just about sex. Maybe I am. And, well, all the other things that you guys think that I'm bad at. Well, we're going to be talking about relationships, about love, about responsibility, about maybe positions too. Who knows? We're going to be talking about all of those things that make you a human being, that makes you a sexual human being, that makes you an all-rounded human being. Nowadays, some young people are struggling to figure out their relationships and families and sex and responsibility. Times are hard nowadays. So we have to get you all rounded and excited for life. Because let's face it, sex is a big part of life. Without it, your stress level goes up. You might even get a heart attack. And my job is to make sure that you don't. And you go through your life, either marriages or relationships, happy. Okay? So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, this is a porn session, you'll be disappointed. Why? This is educational. We might touch a little bit on that part, but maybe after 10. All right. For now, we're going to make it educational, exciting, and you won't be disappointed.
So incredible the way things work themselves out. And all emotion.
We're going to mix music and, just general things. Let me just activate the WhatsApp line and the call lines. Just so if you want to have an input on what's happening here, you can call. The WhatsApp line is 055-005-2927. WhatsApp line is 055-005-2927. Make sure you call it. The call lines is 0559-242-717. The other one is 0556-910-154. Let me repeat. Call lines is 0559-242-717. The other one is 0556-910-154. I want to hear from you because we're going to be having stories and stories and stories about people who come into my DM. So many people have issues in their relationship, so we're going to be talking about them. We're going to pick some stories, and then I'm going to put it out there, and I need you to call in and tell me what you think. The fact is, a lot of people view sex as a sport, generally to form some kind of control over the other person. Some have psychological issues, and sex is a form of release. Some people use sex as a social inferiority complex sport. But generally, sex should be about two people who really love each other, who really want it. But it's okay to just want to do it because you want to relieve some tension, Kakrawai. For some people, their wives are not enough. They need something else. But before I touch on a lot of those kind of things, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Stephanie Benson. Mihajing, minim. Upa me the trouble leba. It's not the kind of trouble you're thinking of. It's the reality of life. Why? Me and my wife, 34 years. I have 5 children. Only one of them is married. The others are not married. So I'm having to guide them kakra. So everything I say is really from experience. My oldest one is married to a Nigerian guy. But number 2, just about to marry a white man, and he's cool. I can control him, so it's fine. I'm a typical African parent. Some of these things you want to control. And that guy, maybe after 10, I'll tell you what I think about him. Number 3, JJ also Barry Bruni. I say we don't even have many black people around us. JJ dear, he would have done so well with a black woman. Somebody like Lydia Forson. Lydia will rock my son's world, pa. But he's marrying little white girl who does ballet, But the girl is really great in bed. So India Maminka. Wakatre me. Number 4, the girl. Or they teach some, I don't know, maybe a free buyer, but Zakwano, very good looking, sexy young man. But as always, or a bit insecure. Kakra, So sometimes, when they go out and people looking at my daughter, he gets a little insecure. So I have to have words with him about how to be a bit more secure. I'm just trying to make you feel comfortable. Oh, sana, as a money make asa muni me life and so. You see? So what I say. Last one, Cameron. Cameron do obey gigolo. Oh, no, don't young worry yet because I'm not prepared to let him go. And let's go to John, because a lot of you know John. John, dear, the guy, when I married him, he was a bit stiff. Typical, if anything, what do you call it? Upper middle class kind of family. I needed to relax him a bit, although he was my first and my last. The guy, he likes to hear that. But I molded him into the man I wanted to be. I didn't change him. I just molded him. He wasn't really about it being expressive when it comes to love and the hugs and the kisses. But through time and our marriage, I made him that man. And I'm very proud of that. I have to be honest. Very proud that this man understands me. I understand him. We get on really well. And in the bedroom, it's fire. He knows what he's doing. So I want to be able to impart what I've been able to teach my husband. Actually, he told me a few things. But as you grow in relationships, people change. Our sexual needs change. We all want to have something a little different that maybe you didn't ask for when you were younger. So when you get older, you want to be able to express it with that partner that you're with. We know this thing about the 7-year itch, to where the man starts to want to spread their wings and they're bored. Nowadays, they're 2-year itch. I say, indeed, 2 years now, I say, oh, they're looking elsewhere. So I want to be able to get you to be able to communicate with your partner. Tell him what you want, how you want it. Why? That's not porn. That's just education. So I want you to know how you want your lover or your man to love you. That's all. That's all I'm about. Bye. So I want you to join me. Be there for me. Let's work this Thursday night, 9 p.m. together. Why? It's gonna work. Ha. Baby, let's do a 69. Hey, you know, we all remember that song 69. 69 dear. I mean, a fire because not joining his hip replacement. And I wrote that song just to remind him that, you know, my bits need some action. Inti, let me go straight into this story. Okay. This is a story from a young lady who is struggling in her relationship. So I want you to listen and tell me what you think. Let me just tell you the WhatsApp line again. It's 055-005-2927. She says, "Hi, Mom. I really want to talk to you about my husband. I dated my husband for 7 years. Along the line, I cheated, and he cheated on me. I decided to end the relationship, but he insisted we continue the relationship because he still loves me. Fast forward, we got married in 2021 and we have a son together. I recently found out that he has been cheating on me with different women. And when I asked him about it, he told me it's because of what I did. I want to divorce him, but he still says he loves me. And I don't think he's going to stop cheating anytime soon. I'm confused. I don't know what to do." You know something? Let's play a song just so you can think this over. Unfaithful by Rihanna. And it's his right to cheat as well. It doesn't work that way, yo. You see, the fact of the matter is, before Owari Aquano, you can do whatever you want. And that's the straight answer. Because Omumwari, they hadn't made a commitment to them to each other at that time. But the moment you put a ring on it, that's when I just would decide to say you're going to be faithful to each other. Now, Ubawari will be on. If you're going to marry somebody, I have to mix the two for those who can't speak English and those who speak Chi. If you're going to marry somebody and you know that when you get into that marriage, you're going to want to cheat, then why are you getting married? Have an understanding between the two of you that it's an open relationship. If anybody has anything else to say, please come on the call lines. It's free for you to call in and say whatever you want to say if you disagree with me. But the fact is, Marriage is a sacred thing, and too many people take it for granted. It's not a very good thing to open your marriage to other people. It comes with diseases, other pregnancies. It saying because you have two families that you have to look after. So this woman wants to leave the relationship, and rightly so. But I'm not going to force her. Nobody can tell a woman to leave a relationship when they're happy to deal with infidelity. But she's unhappy. She doesn't want to be in a relationship because she doesn't want to share her husband. And me agree. I'm telling you, I will do the same. But somebody might be happy to deal with it. There are other ways you can actually salvage the marriage. Maybe go and see a counselor. Maybe sit down and tell your husband what exactly it is that he's doing that affects you. Because sometimes we're not able to articulate how we feel about infidelity. Some women are scared to say exactly what they want to say because they think if they say it, the man will not care, or they will walk off, and I don't know, for whatever reason. But you need to be able to see the damage it's doing internally. When to me, how it's affecting you as a person, your self-esteem, your general psyche, how you relate to him in the bedroom, even the children cry, how they impart the seeing what's happening to you and your husband in that marriage. It impacts so much. Oh, some people say, in Kolano, don't see anything. Kolano, we are clever. They see everything. They see what's happening. They see how miserable their mother is. They see their father spreading his wings. And then they live it as well years later. So I just want you to think what you're doing. See, marriage is not by force. Nobody's asking you to get married. If you want to be the type of man or woman who likes to open yourself to other relationships, please don't get married. It's supposed to be a sacred thing. Why? So as much as she cheated before they got married, it doesn't give him license to cheat in the marriage. If you have anything to say, please come and tell me. I'm open to listening to your thoughts on this. But that's my view. This platform here is for whatever views you may have. You may disagree with me, but I've been married 34 years. And if my husband decided to go somewhere else outside of our marriage, then I'll know he doesn't want me. You see, and if you don't want me, why should I stay? Because it's not 10 o'clock yet, so we're going to have to be tread carefully. Because this thing here is only for one man, and that's the vow I took. And that's all. And I expect him to keep in his pants. Is simple. Why? Makan. Into ye bema na wawari na oye sa niema na pachumunjai. But on a serious note, ubichimi any bema na akasa no akachin say upanacho mani nyebiu. Meka desre because it's true. Ubakasin pacho yebiu. Oh, sometimes when you forgive it the first time, they take it as license that you're okay with it, and you're not deep down. But one tia say no, there's so manifest chance. Minkas manifest chance. They make kind of say so. Person manifest chance. Don't let there be a second, because so threatens to be jibema. You have to follow through. So threaten so be jibema now. What's now obey you. So if you know you're going to stay, don't threaten. Just sa. Because apology there, hey. And remember, they're very, very quick to apologize. Yeah, my crapper, we do the same. It's just easy to apologize, but meaning it is another thing. You have to mean it when you say, I'm sorry, I won't cheat again, and say, I'm going to respect my wife and not go outside of our marriage. But don't just say the apology, guys, and then just keep doing it. So that's the first story. This story comes from actually. We're going to go into the second story.
Story of my life, searching for the right, but it keeps avoiding me. Sorrow in my soul, cause it seems that wrong really loves my company. He's more than a man, and this is more than love. The reason that the sky is blue, the clouds are rolling in, because I'm gone again, and to him I just can't be true. And I know that he knows I'm not faithful, and it kills him inside to know that I am happy with some other guy. I can see him dying.
Straight into the second story. Let me just give you the WhatsApp line again. It's 055-005-2927. And the call line says 0559-242-717 and 0556-910-154. For the first hour, we have to keep it PC. So we're going to be very PC and very level-headed. This is the sensible Stephanie. It won't last long. Let's move on to the second story. This guy says, "Sister, I have been there for a lady for 4 years now. I trusted her. We loved each other so well, we hardly quarrel. We always anticipate on our lovemaking. I decided to come to university for further studies. By then, she had applied numerous nursing schools, which was to no avail. So when I got my admission into university, I decided to do protocol for her to gain admission into the university nursing, to come with me in the same school." Nice of you. But then, nursing campus is located at, I'm not going to say. While I'm in Kumasi campus, sister, this is all I could find guilty upon. The English is a bit suspect, and forgive me. I never did her bad. I never misbehaved of any kind. Upon reaching the campus, this lady doesn't want to see me again. The story is different now. On the first encounter, I realized she was dating her department administrator. I confronted her and she told me the truth, thinking that she would stop with a man. She didn't. I then approached one of my friends, a guy in the same hostel with her, to talk with her on my lady's attitude. Before I realized, that guy is also dating my girlfriend, Asembeni. And she also confirmed the truth. Now she has refused to pick my calls. She never wants to see me or hear me talk. Sister, I wish I can forget her and move on life. It's been 6 months now with these ups and downs. I am emotionally challenged now. Oh, I can't always hold myself as a man. I would always have to be inside and crying with sickness on my nerves. Okay. I have no friends here. I stay alone in a rented house in, I'm not going to say where. Sometimes my only option in mind is to commit suicide and be free from this. Sister, I am tired. I know who I am academically, but I can't even read my books. My academic result now is nothing to write about. I am grieving with such loss. Please help me to be out. Oh, I have found it difficult to discuss, even with family. Let's play the song Misty Blue for Nana. think this one, dear, it needs a clinical psychologist. You know, we can call some of those too on this show. This is just the beginning. I want to call Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur, medical doctor. He's a clinical psychologist. Let's get him on the line. Dr. Newman.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, darling. How are you? So nice to have you on my show. My first show.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Can you please tell us a little?
The pressure is mine.
I want you to tell the audience out there who you are, please, just a little bit, just so they understand that you're really a psychologist.
Well, I'm a medical doctor and also a clinical psychologist. And I'm the acting director of the medical directorate for University of Professional Studies. And then also I'm the PRO for Ghana Psychological Association. And so I'm a part-time lecturer at the Family Health Medical University. And Daniel is actually their pastoral. So basically, that is why I'm in a nutshell.
So you have all the credentials to deal with this issue. I mean, you read the story, right? I mean, were you listening? And I'm sure I sent it to you as well.
Yes, I've read it.
How do you think we can help this young man? Because this is love issues and suicide, dear. Sometimes it goes hand in hand, though. It's horrible. How does he deal with this issue?
How old is he? Do we know his age?
In fact, he didn't say anything, but I mean, for somebody who's going to university, he must be between maybe 21 and 30 something, Anna.
Well, I think it's an undergraduate student, so probably between 18 and 22.
Okay.
I think the first year, so probably 18, 19, 20, 21. So usually for issues, you always have to look beyond the current issues, right? Because the current issues may mask underlying problems, and so whenever you are addressing issues, you always have to look beyond the current complaint. Because whatever the triggers are may be beyond the issue. So nobody really wants to die because of a disappointment of such nature. It is always, let's say, the last straw that broke the camel's back. So a person may already have their own problems. You see, now they use people as a coping strategy, especially using relationships. And when that relationship also does not work out well, then it's like their whole world is coming down. And especially when it comes to suicidal behaviors, you always have to look beyond the issue. Because majority of them, about 98% of the time, there is an underlying mental health problem that they may be dealing with. And the societal issues and all those challenges now become the trigger for the suicidal behavior. So you always have to look beyond that. So it goes beyond this lady and the fact that this lady left and all that. Nobody wants to kill themselves because of a lost relationship. It's not that simple.
You're right. You're right.
We have to look beyond what is happening. And again, for an 89-year-old dating this guy, investing so much into this girl, that situation is just dysfunctional.
So he's using her as an emotional crutch, really.
Yeah. If you interview this guy, you realize that probably right from childhood, he's been suffering from many things. And people as they age, they use relationships as a stopgap, as a means to cope. So when those relationships does not also turn out well, it's like everything is coming down for them. So we have to look beyond that situation so that we can help this guy.
So how do we help this guy? What do we do? I mean, what can I say to him if he's listening? I hope he is. That would make him feel a bit better, kakra,
Well, there are three things. The first is that you need to encourage someone like that. Suicidal behavior is a mental health problem, so they need professional attention. You don't deal with suicide when you are not a professional. It's just like someone who has hypertension, diabetes, or a stroke or heart attack. Suicide is like heart attack in mental health. Heart attack, you don't intervene, they die. Suicide, you don't intervene, they may die. So we should have a professional approach to that. Then secondly, whoever is around the person, we have to understand, empathize, and just be there to listen and offer some kind of emotional support to that person. That is the second thing. So whoever is around must pay attention to this guy and offer some. You see, he complained that he's alone and that kind of thing,
Yes,
right? So whoever
yes.
knows him must provide that kind of support for him. Then again, for him as a person, he may have to start changing his thinking about things. There's something we call cognitive reframing, where you reframe your mindset about things. Really, this girl is just one girl out of a million girls, right? And she's not even the best of women you can get. When people lose a relationship, another would come. So you see, when people start reframing their thinking, she's my wealth. I cannot survive without her. You know, what will happen to me? Those things, they are called cognitive distortion. You know, you have a distorted way of looking at reality and the fact. And so usually it's not even the situation. Someone would have said, oh, if you have gone away, go away with your big head. Another person will come, right? Someone like that has a good way of approaching life. So his thinking about life, we have to reframe his cognitive, you know, processing and all that. So that he starts thinking about things. Because a young guy has a lot of years ahead of him. I'm sure even if this girl comes back with him, in the next 5 years, when he's fully matured and his eyes open, he will even be surprised that he was fighting over this girl.
It's true. I hear that a lot.
Yeah, that's what happened at younger age. You know, before age 25, your brain, the part of your brain for decision making is still growing. So the frontal part of your brain. So right from childhood to about 25, that part is growing. And that is why before 25, your emotions take the lead and not wisdom. After 25, you realize that your eyes suddenly open, you evaluate your past and wondering why you did what you did and stuff like that. You know, so he should actually start reframing his thinking about whatever is happening in a positive way, and also allow time to pass, because time has a way of healing people. But with suicidal cases, they have to be managed by a professional. He has to be encouraged to see a professional, because it goes beyond the current situation. There is more that can be uncovered with a professional. And depending on what mental health issues are available, we suggest a specific treatment.
The thing is, it's very hard for a young man to try and find maybe a psychologist or somebody who's going to listen to him. So where does he start?
He can actually walk into any clinic around, any hospital at all. They are likely to have someone there who attends to mental health issues. And even if they don't have, they know where to refer. It's that simple. Yes, then like I said, suicide is just like have someone having a heart attack. You can't nurse it at home. You need some professional help. So for him, he would.
Okay, so Nana, if you're listening, please go and seek some help. Go and talk to somebody, maybe in your school, and they will direct you somewhere else. But you have to take one day at a time. You know, heartbreak does mend. You know, and everything the doctor's saying, please take heed, because you know, suicide is not what you need to do. Not for love. I mean, heavens. And doctor, is there anything you else that we're missing that we can pass on to him, just so he can function as a human being?
Yeah, well, so he also has to appreciate that he's not weak because he's suicidal. He's also not a bad person because he's suicidal. And God also hasn't forgotten about him. Usually when people are going through stuff like that, they think they are bad people, they think they are weak, they think that God is angry with them and all that. You know, all those kind of cognitive assessments of things makes it worse. So he's just unwell, and anybody who is unwell will need some kind of help, right? And he's not a bad person because he has those thoughts. He's just unwell, and it's one of the symptoms of a poor mental health. And he can walk into any hospital, and they would help.
Thank you so much, doctor. I mean, I just wish there were more centers like this for people to be able to go and, you know, offload some of their woes. You know, I mean, in the UK, we have like a call center, somewhere you can just call and be able to talk to somebody. And we don't have those kind of things here. So I'm so glad that you were on the line to help me out.
You can actually give my number out. I would listen and help.
Oh my God, thank you, Mr. Honestly, because I was really worried about that. But I know you're a busy man, but that would be amazing. I will give it to him personally. I'm going to put it out in it. Sorry?
They should call. They shouldn't call. They should send a WhatsApp.
Yes. I'll tell him to send a WhatsApp and to you, and then at least you can get some guidance. I can't tell you how grateful I am. You're going to be my new best friend.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Newman Arthur.
It's not as yours, so don't worry.
What do you say?
I said my English is not as good as yours.
Oh, but we could have spoken to you, Anna. Anna Ziga. Your English sounds good. You did really well. Heavens. I mean, you're a doctor, for heaven's sake. I love it. Thank you so much. I love it. I hope we get to meet and then we can talk a bit more
Yes,
about helping
yes,
these young people.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a nice-
You too.
Bye.
Looks like I get you.
I mean, this is the kind of professionalism we're going to be having on this show, having these amazing experts coming on to educate our youngsters. Babe, it's been such a long, long time. Nana, let me tell you something. God has a way of helping you become stronger. He puts obstacles in the way to stop you finding the wrong person. So maybe he was just trying to guide you and so you don't pick the wrong person. So if you probably left her where she was, you would never have known that she was a horrible person. So you brought her into your space to find out that she wasn't the right person for you. So see it that way. He's just guided you into not marrying this woman. Do you understand? Uh-huh.
Baby, baby, baby. When
Heart, I know I lie. Let her go and go and be with somebody else she can put her troubles on. Why? You escaped one big problem. Why? Don't worry. Another will come along, a much better person when you're successful. Do you understand?
deep in my heart.
As we get into relationships and we give so much of ourselves to it, and we think that we should get something back. But that's not how relationships work. Oh. When you get into a relationship, you have to give everything, not expecting something back, but know who you are, who you want to be in that relationship. It's not reliant on that person who's loving you. It's all reliant on you and how you feel. Why?
If my mother
Switching hour in the next 15 minutes, then we're going to be a little bit more happy. And been such a long, long time. See, when you have me here, you're going to get song, advice, love, relationships.
but
I can't.
just the thought of you.
The thought of you.
My love.
My love.
And my whole world turns misty blue.
Let me tell you something. This platform is for you to offload, for you to tell us your deepest, darkest, maybe secrets or things that you need help with. This is what this platform is. So feel comfortable when you're with me. Nobody is going to know anything. It's just going to be between you and me. Why? So trust me. I've been doing this in my DM for like maybe 4 years. I have so many stories. And I mean to be to that. Why? Me, I'm as trustworthy as they come. A DM, if you send me a DM, just send it. And nobody's going to put your name out there. Why? So feel free. Be comfortable on Uncensored with Stephanie Benson. Let's go right into the next story. See, we come to the point where this one day I'll read it because the answer is a little risque. So we need to wait for the time to go because I don't want to be struck off. All right, this story is about a young man. He says, I am married to this beautiful lady whom I love very dearly. We have been together for 4 years, dating 3 years plus married 1 year. Everything is good except for our sex life. Oh. It's been bad and it's not getting any better. When I try to tell her about it, she gets upset and we keep going around in circles. I love her and I wish we can both get some help. For this one day, let's play I Choose You by Mario.
You know.
No, you should already know. I choose you. 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 Yeah. Let me give you a second part of the story, actually, before we go to the doctor, because we have a doctor on the line. And the second part is he says that she has an abnormal level of fear about sex. She's afraid that she's going to get hurt. And everything seems a bit unnatural. Sometimes even when she gets wet, she rushes to the bathroom to wipe herself. So now, with that in mind, I think that gives it away, Kara. Let's get the doctor. Doctor. Dr. Kelvin Owusu, how are you? It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Can you please tell everybody who you are?
Oh, my name is Kelvin. I'm a medical
and where do you work, and just they might want to know a little bit about you, kakra, as in whether you're Ghanaian or you're Wusu, so you probably are.
Yes, I am. Medical center in Kwabenya.
Doctor, we're having a little bit of issue with your sound, kakra. So can you position yourself a little better than that?
With the sound?
No, it's not better. I think you sound like you're in a bowl. And I know you're not in a bowl unless you're doing something we don't want to know. But yes.
Is it better now?
Oh yes, it's getting better. That's it. Uh-huh.
Awesome. All right. So my name is Kelvin Oaks. I'm a medical doctor, a wellness consultant for that matter. And for definitely sex is a very, very big part of what I do because, it keeps us growing. It makes us happy, So it's always good to talk about it when people have issues and help them settle these issues.
We've lost you again, Doctor. Media, all I can do is look at your face on that screen. You're hot too. Hey, okay. Can you position yourself properly? Because right now, I don't even care what you're saying because your face is winning. Let's try again and see if we can hear you. The line is very bad. Should we try again later? Let's call you back, Doctor. Let's call you back. Okay, guys, we're going to call the doctor back, so just give us a second. Kakra, before we get the doctor, but you know something? Sex, dear, it has so many different forms. Girlie, dear, Mimi opinion in the sense is I think she probably hasn't had the schooling, as they say. Some people are not taught about sex, so they don't know how to react. See, when you said that she rushes to the bathroom when she gets wet, could be a sign that she really doesn't know. I'm going to sort of still keep it PC until 10 and then I'll let rip. So I'm saying sit her down, have a word with her, the doctor will help, and we'll solve that problem for you. Reasons why a woman will not enjoy sex. First, maybe you're not doing the right thing. That's a possibility. Most men don't want to know that they're not doing the right thing. But maybe it's just how you're going into your lovemaking. So first of all, a lot of women don't climax by just penetration alone. They climax by doing the... God, I've got 3 minutes. 3, 2... They climax by stimulation and maybe playing the right music. It's about taking them to dinner. It's about wooing them, basically. I think we have the doctor here, right? Okay, let's go for the doctor. Doctor, how are you? Are you here? Can we hear you now?
I'm very well. And can you hear me better now?
Oh, that's so much better. I'm happy now. Aha, doctor, yes.
Awesome.
Can you start again? Because I think we missed a lot of what you were saying.
All right. So my name is Kelvin Owusu. I'm a medical doctor with Violet Medical Center in Kwabenya. And wellness consultant, which means that sex is definitely a big part of what I do.
Nice.
Because if people are not enjoying a good quality of sex life, it shows in a lot of things, in a lot of aspects, a lot of parts, a lot of their medical history, etc., can be picked up in that regard. So I like helping people overcome certain challenges, and so I'm happy to be here to continue doing that with you.
Thank you very much. I'm enjoying you very much already. So, what do you think? You listened to the story, and hopefully you read it as well. What do you think is happening here?
Well, yeah, can
I tell you the story? Okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you the story. This is about a man. He says that he's been married. Oh, let me go back to the beginning of the story. Yeah, he says that he's been married to this beautiful lady. He loves her. And they've been together for 4 years. They were dating for 3 years. and then married for one. Everything is great except the sex life. It's been very, very bad for him. It's been going, it's just getting worse. It's not even getting any better. And he tries to tell her about it, but she gets very upset when he brings it up. So they keep going around in circles, and basically nobody's having fun. He says he loves her and he wishes that they could both get some help. So what do you think?
You know, a lot of people are going through challenges when it comes to sex in their relationships, and they are not seeking help because for a lot of people, they think sex is supposed to come naturally to them. But sex is one of the things that you need to learn. You need to learn a lot about it because there are so many differences. So many of us are different in our expectation, in even how we experience the whole sex act. And so, if you're a couple and one person is not happy about what's going on in terms of the sex part of the relationship, I mean, I think it's good to seek help because when one partner is frustrated, it really can affect him or her. And in this case, it's the him that's having a challenge. I mean, I don't know specifically what the challenge that he's experiencing is, but once he's not happy about it, then he voices it out. First of all, it takes a lot of courage for a man to voice out that they are not having a good quality sex. So if he's come up and he's mentioned it, I think the woman needs to give him the benefit of the doubt and then get the help to overcome whatever challenge is going on.
Because a lot of men would just give up and then go and cheat. But he really, he really wants to make it work. He was saying that sometimes when they're having sex, she angles herself in a way where, it's not favorable for him. So for me, doctor, that suggests maybe he's either too big or, or her cervix maybe is a bit too small. What do you think?
It's very possible. It's very possible because, there are certain positions that if a man is very well endowed, I mean, it would not be favorable for the woman. So if that is what is going on, I mean, like I said earlier, the woman needs to open up and let the man understand exactly what it is so that they can both learn and experience each other. But also, I think the man also needs to be a bit more intuitive, because typically not every woman is able to sort of also express themselves, right? So you need to pay attention to her and understand that, okay, so it looks like if I do this particular thing or if I change to this particular style or position, she's not comfortable, so maybe I shouldn't do that or I should do another thing. So it's sex is the ultimate form of communication. So you need to pay attention and be open to feedback both ways, from the man's side, from the woman's side, so that they can both have a good time together.
A lot of ladies come to me and say that they're scared to be able to tell the man what they want because they're afraid said the man was going to say they're spoiled and now they've stepped outside the man. I'm sure you've heard it many times. So when I hear, and this man fortunately is not the type because he really wants to hear it. He wants to know what she wants. He even said that sometimes when they're having sex and she gets wet, she runs to the bathroom to clean herself. How can you do that? I mean, because wetness, I know. So I think she's a bit green. So how does he attack, deal with this issue with her? Because he can't be her tutor in that way. He can only love her. Do you know what I mean? And now can he?
I definitely get what you mean. I mean, some she must be really green in this regard because, I mean, the wetness is actually what everybody wants in this situation. So
I know.
To wash it down. I don't know what she has been told about sex, in the first place. So it's a very dicey situation, and the man needs to since he's already shown that, I mean, he's committed to this relationship and does not want to cheat. I mean, I think he needs to go a step further by finding a way to get through to her. If she's not ready for a third party to come in yet, I mean that is definitely going to be a major challenge. But I mean, it's still something that can be overcome with gentle, communication. Find a suitable mood. Maybe take her out on a vacation or something, and then let her understand that you want to tell her something. I mean, you love her a lot, but this particular thing that she does, it doesn't sit right with you. And then try to find out why she does that. Because for somebody may have given her wrong information, and that's what she's basing her action on. And she needs to hear from the man telling her what he expects of her, and also giving her the chance to tell him what she expects of him. And I think that will help them to move forward together.
Sometimes I say that when a couple is get married, they first of all they have to now I can say it. They have to masturbate in front of each other because so they understand each other's body and see what excites them. Because sometimes women and men are worried for their partners to see them climax and their facial expressions and how they let go, and I think that can be an icebreaker between a couple. I mean, I might make that up. I mean, it does work, right? Have you tried it, Doctor?
Well, it's one of those things that is very difficult to how do I put it? I mean, it's a lot of couples in the African setup would definitely struggle with masturbation in front of each other. It takes a lot of comfort, or how do I put it? It takes a different level of trust for couples to do that. Because even the concept of masturbation, remember that for many of us Africans has been it's more like a no-go area. So people masturbate in secret. And from where I sit as a doctor, this actually has resulted in a lot of guys, especially, developing a lot of problems with even premature ejaculation, among other things. Because the whole masturbation thing is done is considered dirty. So it's tough. But I get where you're coming from. Where if you can be completely naked, completely open, and express yourself, at the most vulnerable point, the partner, that can definitely remove all sorts of inhibition and make you, because really enjoy each other.
The trust, when you get married, the trust is, is built. And sexual pleasure and pleasing each other is one of the major things that breaks down barriers. So it's not really just about the sexual gratification. It's about the communication after the sexual gratification. Do you know what I mean? After the sex, after you get to know each other. So, I mean, I really want you to see me at my most vulnerable, because I'm maybe shy to tell you how I feel about what you're doing, maybe. But then when I'm masturbating in front of you, breaks down who I am in front of you. And I just think that it leaves the guys to be a lot more open to the woman about what they want as well. Because fantasies is one of the most important things for a couple, to have a fantasy. So if you can't express that, that also makes you a little bit hindered in the bedroom. I mean, that's what I think. What do you think?
I completely agree. In fact, I mean, you know how it's not every time that you necessarily want to engage in full-scale sex, so masturbation, yes. I mean, corporate masturbation, or even pleasuring the other person with your hands is definitely something that couples need to learn and incorporate into their sex life, because it does really help a lot, But it's also the cultural hold, on people is also very, very strong, and until they're able to, it's one of the things people will struggle to accept.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. I think that's one of the reasons why, because we have to, because not all women, and as you know that as a doctor, not all women climax by just penetration alone.
That's
so
true.
we need, you need that extra help, and the man has to understand that. I know the cultural thing. Yeah, I know. I was brought up in it, but I think that those barriers need to be broken. That's what I think. That's my opinion. So, what do you think that he should do now? Besides sitting and talking to her, is there a way in the bedroom that he maybe be able to help her feel more comfortable?
Well, I mean, so it looks at, or at least I can infer that maybe the conversation about sex tends to happen during the sex act, in which case the woman would probably be on the defensive, and that's why she refuses to listen to whatever the man is trying to tell her. And so I think that the man needs to change that approach, and then, sit her down and say and tell her that, there's something I really want us to talk about, and see how best we can improve. Make it don't make it her fault. It's not her responsibility to do that to improve anything. But the two of you together are going to improve the sex life together. So the man has a shared responsibility. Because sometimes the mistake men make is that they blame the woman. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? So make it about us. So that together we'll fix this problem about us so that we can be a better couple.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's so important because that's how it should be. It's a together thing. You have to deal with it together. Doctor, I'm going to be calling on you like as often as possible. We have to meet and maybe we can put some of those ideas in practicals. I don't mean like you and I, but we can talk about it. Are you married, Doctor? I have to ask just in case somebody wants to know.
That's a great idea. So I'm definitely hoping to do that.
Yeah, but are you married?
Yes, I am. I am married.
Oh, Dr. Pa, okay. Yeah. No, thank you. I have to say thank you so much for being on this line, and you're my new best friend as well as Dr. Newman. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you. And hopefully the guy was listening. If he wasn't listening, it's going to be on Facebook and watch it and save your marriage. But me, I'll tell them what I think in a bit. Thank you, Doctor. See you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Hi, guys. That was amazing to have Dr. Owusu on the line, giving some great advice. So, young man, if you were listening, you know what to do, right? Me, I'm going to tell you my version in a bit. Tell you the phone lines, it's open 055-005-2927. The call lines is 0559-242-717 or 0556-910-154.
Whenever you feel like it's gonna be like you better believe it. Whenever you feel like
I choose you. I choose you. Young lady, I hope that your man has sat you down and you're listening to this. So let me tell you something. I know our parents didn't talk to us about sex. I know that. I mean, my mother did, but a lot of parents out there, and the doctor was right. There's this whole stigma about discovering yourself when you're young and touching yourself and whatnot. I get it. It's that stigma is there. But when you're getting married or when you get married or before you get married, let me just touch on that first. You do need to discover your body. Some will say that sex is not everything. But in a marriage, it is. It cements your relationship. It's a relief system. It's a way of communicating, one of the most important ways of communicating when you're together. Why do you think your man will be married to you and still want to cheat? Because sex is important to him. So when you're married, you have to learn to discover yourself. Young lady, if you're struggling with it, if there's something that is a mental block, because I know the churches, teach you otherwise. Your parents have said it's a taboo to touch yourself. But you're married. Your husband is telling you, is crying out for you to give him your whole self. Just give it a go. Why? If he's bigger, please go on the internet and find different positions that would help your sexual pleasure, that will not hurt you. There are so many. Maybe at some point one day we'll touch up on that, because we touch up on everything. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're not climaxing by just the penetration alone. Maybe he's just not doing it well. So maybe when you're at it, bit me I can say, only me and say and is like to me catch because I can't say or wow. And then tell him what you're feeling, how you're feeling when you're feeling it. Don't take sexual communication for granted. Sometimes when I'm doing my Instagram posts, people are saying, "Oh, Stephanie, you're too," but the thing is, it helps so when you're married. Even in relationships, because nowadays, I say, you don't have to be married to be in a relationship. Sometimes people have kids out of wedlock. It's okay too. So whatever works for you. But sexual pleasure and sexual communication is very important. Mimi Kumbrono Namhono, he wasn't like one of those sexually like liberated people. And me, no, I wasn't either. But I research and I want to try things as well, things that would make him excited. Because when a man is really erect and you find, say, and that's all you're soon, now you find to say, Ibia or Prawa, would you man in home first? Navashim. Because also, it'll still hit the G spot. Why? And then while you're sitting on it, then play with yourself. That's how you can maneuver that as well. I know sometimes when a man is calm, he just wants to sleep. But it's okay, let him sleep and sit on it and then just play with yourself. And it's, if that will make you feel comfortable. I'm just giving you ideas on what could work. Just so if it's because he's too big, you don't want certain positions. And guys, sometimes eye contact. When you're having sex and you're looking at the woman in the eyes, it calms them. It makes them, the barriers come down. Young man, try and also I. Just look into her eyes, kiss her as you make love to her, and then she will feel a little bit more comfortable. Why? Just enjoy it. Just open up and let the juices flow. Be activating the phone lines very soon, 055-005-2927. And the call lines is 0559-242-717 or 0556-910-154. You should. All right. A 055-005-2927. That's the WhatsApp line. 055-005-2927. And the call line's not A 0559-242-717. Other one is 0556-910-154. We have somebody online too. Please give me your question, who you are, and let's chat. Who are you? Hello, is somebody online too? Hello? We lost the person online too.
Have searched their lives, hoping that they might find the chance where they can make things right.
Was talking about masturbation and the the whole stigma that comes with it. But I think in my opinion, I think when kids are young, they tend to start to just feel themselves kakra. It's not for pleasure. It's just when they're discovering their bodies when they're really young, so they keep touching themselves. So as parents, we have the habit of just saying, which is right, because sometimes 4 5 Now, remember do it. You know, when the young boys like 3, 4. My grandson is what 2, but he's always pulling his penis and trying to like just swing it. He's just discovering. He knows nothing. It's not about sex. So when girls do it, because it's internal, we stop them, touching when they're very young. And that's the stigma that's carried on. And the way it's done is how you do it when they're kids. See, when almost now we are now born and someone feel say it's a taboo, then it becomes a problem as they get older. So as a parent, I'm saying if you see your baby children, your toddlers and whatever, just like discovering, they're not getting any pleasure. They just know that it's something there, is nothing. Find a way of telling them, a little bit more delicately, like, hey, Debbie, udon sashawa, ibi albitu, ebe crow. Say it that way because it's true. But don't bomb sarcasm, that's no. And dealing with this different because it affects a lot of these women. And my DM is full of women who have not sexually liberated, crowd more bred in relationships and communicating with their husbands. So they hate sex. And you can't be married and hate sex. Why? Because man, from time to time, they may want your attention. They may want, my mother used to say, I know that's a bit radical, but it worked for me. So tu nyejuma faano. So anu nyejuma yuzunsa. And I use all 4 of them sometimes within a space of 10 minutes. So it's true. If you're tired and you can't use a vagina, eat your ass. Not everybody likes anal sex. That's another thing we're going to talk about at some point. We have to talk about all the things that are taboo and all the things that nobody wants to talk about. We have to talk about them. We're just going to keep it PC, but we still have to touch on them. This is what this show is about. It's about honesty, about sex, relationships, breakups, name it. We're going to be talking about it. So let's make sure that we know as much as we need to know about sex. Upline is 055-005-2927. 055-005-2927. Call lines is 0559-242-717. I think we have somebody on line 1. Hello, who is that? And let's have a conversation. Young man, could you turn your radio down? I think it's feeding back. Oh, young lady. Hello. What's happening to the lines? People are calling in, but the line's cutting off. It's okay. Dancing, you don't have to dance alone, no. You know, you should already know. Call on line 2. Who is it? And just say hello.
Good evening.
Oh, one came through. Hi. Good evening, young man. What's your name and where you from?
Yeah. My name is Patrick.
Patrick, where you from?
Yeah. From Flower Pot.
Oh, Flower Pot. Patrick, what are you thinking? Where are you and what is your plight? Do you have answers for those stories? I would
like to speak to you.
What was your country? Your country, maybe I'm fine. Oh, Medasipa, thank you.
Experience
YTY.
problem pa mayere. I want me be 12 years ni. Problem on pa through sex.
2 sex I think
on sex kra.
Yeah.
Na me aso enya ono so a minimum bada.
Enjoy your first on.
Apanya me ira minimum bada.
Wow.
Ma complaining ya me na ka ho asama ka wontie. Na me ka sama sanity. Me find it in the mouth say yes, sana me ira big problem.
Wow.
Me cry na me blame me ho say bia me na me mommy modin, me na me mommy ho modin. But me find it no na me say no, so me problem. The man there, to be frank, don't have a problem pa. I was your motivation pa.
Partner, my boss was first saying before I find the chino, only chance a catch and say, any man could ye mouth our bedroom, o catch an answer.
My catch and my car break. The last time cry, me kind of cry, catch him fast on a crowd break.
What break said to
me? Meditation and some fee say into me, I ain't so pretty.
Oh, now more on color.
Your uncle answer.
Okay. Okay. When you say maybe or how more sometimes you know, sex a problem because on my bread, as in collanti. Sometimes also on my breast ana, would you mind say it be a uber to me a womb kakra? Because a my dear, I mean can't say to a my dear sex no, it's not like we your horny to say I ain't go down. Sometimes it be a win with you in your man, and I say wouldn't be caught sini. And I say bia one day but mo obey need betina if you am garden na mu din komo keke on enyema sana if you ko adwuma no wa kese kakra just so we try so obey get it to the mind first and sana why open for you who tries any man
ma try by any first papa the bema ba se bema yibia maye but me don so me don ankasa we obadia make us say apart from sex, any problem or no. Or crashubine where you good papa, but sex don't quite the problem.
Yeah. Mimi problem they say, you know, we'll find it, you know, all the onim so who find it. Onim so who find it, you will be for
onim da.
Okay, maybe then say me pacho, udi enye biun for now. More together, no. Maybe you should reach out to me. Psychologist, no, maybe or person on the more bekasa. Because just see finding out why I bano. Because with every story, biano, there's another side. Inti ebi amumi to me any psychologist ni kasa. Obi to me how she's feeling. Dear, didn't hear.
Madam, no, I don't follow how I doctor. Oh, came anyway, Kumasi. Me sheda de mere eko ama doctor ne kasa no papa.
No say dey.
Doctor no kasa doctor ne bisa ne say dia na ha no. Oso ono hwe ha no but ono wonya feelings dia.
Yan kolana, owo kolano. But it can be fixed. Hey, okay.
What yan we kra na dia e ba be wo. To be frank, be free me re chi wo. Na minim adia ya fen say 2 runs.
2 to me too.
Me say na minim adia ya fen sa. Na minim. Nipa minim tie na mu say yes. Adibu I fen 2 runs.
Into when was the last time I know you die? My mum says asem. Mo have sex. When was the last time?
Nipa na me kan.
No, me kan o ye.
Me yere.
Last time I only die.
Make us a bear 2 months.
2 months? As a she fun.
One thing, Menena Yantifako. Through a dumenty, mental cono, make quite be a month. Umuana Masa cono.
Okay. And Obana Ufa, when was the last time I only or no have a sex?
Well, no. Make us be honest for no crime one tea, meaning time she. Umua. Make us be 4 months in the beginning of
okay. Before I will the other girl, if I should pee and try away one more time. I know me time about a sans say, me per se who, and you know, or bit on him becasa.
Or manual.
No, me can't say, me can't next time, me per se me woo and we get kasa because me pese me tie na no asem. I know say sex sometimes no. We are it to me having a problem. We see and no happen before no. It could be just a psychological block. It might take just one thing. Me person make can't be a bembo, but maybe or ha. Also on my face maybe rape be kakra say almost one baby to moon. Just
kakra minim family when say. No complain say you chat me ba.
Oh.
Yeah, kakra minim family no so no you chat.
You try ni clitoris no.
So and I want to know apart from me on bemanda.
Because clitoris no and a mark sexual pleasure for bar. And yeah, baby na penetration ema no ba. Usually no udo on the clitoris ni diagram and an humba. Inti as we try free wa ebe have a huge psychological burden. Inti many when making to say ohia so onu obi be kasa even so a hormone tablets bet to me abuano wire wet I don't know but me person inimu mi no kasa na ne yehu how because pese ube fa ne chibiu without trying to solve the problem ABS solvable me time so honestly ukomana I loved it me person me boamu pa anti major number na menu akasa ni ahwe how to solve this issue why
it will be because my yet me family bia so
we bema papa honestly many adwon who say who here so much so between me afresa why I dear pa I hope there's more men like you around but then infinity boom until you solve the problem. Thank you young man why I dear take care why next week we'll see you. Bye-bye. Jimmy number. Goodbye. That was something. That was a great story. And this is the kind of stories that we're here to help with. Beme utumso penny. Unfortunately, no fun cheap because new biana obi to me I hold it off sex for that long. It's tough, whether married or not. So sometimes circumstances determine certain things, but I always say don't give up so quickly. You try to solve a problem because Obano and once or can say you try no. Inti sad trauma no, and yet easy for ma. I know there's certain cultures on me, and it could be a problem. Timani be a bread, and I think psychologically, she's giving up, and it's not nice. So we'll try and help them. We'll try and help them. To say, hey guys, thank you for joining me. I know a lot of you joined in, and that makes me very, very happy. And we're going to be here every Thursday from 9 p.m. talking about all the things you want to talk about. See, I say we kept it like my idea because usually noise VP, but fashion, me easy and gently. But it's still going to be educational. It's still going to be insightful. We're still going to be talking about so much. So, Afin and Kofo, in what we're doing here, maybe some more bat in numbers and come and tell me all your woes. Let me be a big mama. Bye. kill beats, young Craig.
Hey. Say now we're moving up. Me feel you up, yeah. Say now we're winding up.
Yeah.
Me and I hope, yeah. Baby, oh, no, that's your kuma. Hey.
I want to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for listening. I have been Stephanie Benson, and you have been there. What I have to say, you can either take it, you can swallow it, you can lick it, you can suck it, wherever it is, you can leave it. I'm always going to be here with you. It doesn't matter what part of the world I'm in. You're going to be hearing from me 9 p.m. every Thursdays on 92.7 3 FM. Stephanie Benson, over and out. The first show, everybody clap. Bye, everybody.
Over sliding